Hello everyone, this is Kubo and this is my laundry talk. Alright, so this show is for my language improvement, nothing else. So I will talk whatever I want to, and if you happen to listen to me, that's amazing, good for you. How did you find me? Okay, so today I am going to talk about tattoo. I am originally from Japan, and as many of you may already know, sorry, I just need to open the drawer for my laundries. Okay. Yeah, so a lot of people already probably know, but Japan has, in general, Japanese people have I don't know if I can generalize that much, but a lot of people don't have good thoughts about tattoos. And it's not just about how they feel, but it applies to even the rules for public bathhouses. If you have tattoo, or even the public pools, if you have tattoo, you can't go in, kind of thing. And hold up, this is mine. Yeah, so that, and I've got a massive tattoo, and on my left thigh, it's like a leg sweep. It's not all the way to ankle, but it goes from my thigh to above my knee. Yeah, and it's not common to have tattoo as Japanese people. I mean, there are more and more people who have tattoo nowadays, but it's still very rare, and not a lot of people have good image about them. I think originally those ideas are coming from 200 years ago, 300 years ago. We used to tattoo people who committed any criminal incident, and if you are found guilty, you get tattoo, certain tattoos so that everyone will recognize, oh, that person has committed some crimes, kind of thing. And I think we carried those ideas till now. And also Yakuza people tend to have tattoos, Japanese traditional tattoos, and those are associated with that as well. And okay, I gotta stop saying and, but anyway, so those negative ideas towards tattoos are still carried out, and I just don't have any specific feelings about those facts or those situations itself. I mean, what can you do anyways? So I don't have very strong opinion about how they should feel or whatsoever. But I personally own tattoo, and if I would be, I knew what I was getting into, so I wouldn't be very frustrated. But at the same time, if you were born in Canada, they want to travel to Japan and they cannot do everything they want to, like pools, public bathhouses, we call it onsen. That would be a little bit sad, but it is what it is, I guess. Anyhow, so where I wanted to go with this is that I have big leg sleeve on my left thigh, and I didn't tell my parents when I get tattoos because of the image of tattoo, and if I let's just say consult with my parents, like okay, I am thinking to get my tattoo done, I thought I wouldn't be able to get any permission, and it may upset them anyway. So, and I will get tattoo. I have already made my mind already. So at that point, I wouldn't be going back, and I just didn't find it necessary for me to share, considering what kind of reaction they may have, and I didn't have to create any friction, right? So that was my thought process. I didn't tell my parents, and I started, I was living in Canada. I didn't, like, other than gift and stuff, I didn't get any financial support from them. I was working for company, and I was making my own livings. So I'm like, yeah, this is my decision. I have decided I want to, so long, about 3 years, 2 years, like I always had, I want something. I didn't have any specific one until like probably 2 years before the tattoo getting done. But I always have desire, and I was already in Canada. There's like almost everybody has tattoo in Canada, like not specifically Japanese people, but like whoever live in Canada, a lot of people have tattoos already. So like I'm like, why not? Yeah. So anyway, I got massive tattoo. It's still, it's still getting done. I think I have one last session this month, and it should be done. Then a couple weeks ago, I went to Japan with my partner, and I went to my parents' house. Nothing happened yet. I was having fun with them. It was summertime. I tried to wear, not the shorts. Like I tried to wear exactly like this. I wore something like this all the time so that tattoo won't be exposed. I was very careful that they wouldn't notice when I was taking shower or anything, like making sure that they're not coming in kind of situation. And yeah, so it was going good, and we left the hometown. Afterwards we had a plan coming up, which is Formula 1. We went to Suzuka circuit to see those Formula 1, like car racing. We were so excited, and it was summertime, very hot. My parents weren't there. I have decided to wear my shorts, which is fine. My tattoo is exposed, but at the same time, in Suzuka, there are a lot of foreign people, and at the same time, my partner is Caucasian, so I look very Japanese, but people don't assume me that I am the Japanese person who has tattoo immediately. I'll be more like, oh, he looks like Japanese, but at the same time probably he's from other country, because I'm just doing all the stuff with this white man. So yeah, so that was the situation. I didn't care. I wore whatever I wanted to wear, and I took some photos. My parents spoiled us a lot, the hometown, so I wanted to make sure that what we were doing, I wanted to make sure that I share what we were doing. I wanted to share like how much I'm enjoying this trip, blah blah blah. So I sent some photos. I tried to send photos as quite often as possible. But stupid of me, I didn't check fully. Obviously, like if there's any any photos with my tattoo exposed, I try not to send. But there's one photo which where I wore shorts, and then that photo in like me in that photo exposed like a little 5 centimeter of my tattoo, and my mom didn't let it go, didn't miss it. So I got a we call it line, and it's like just text in Japan, like do you have tattoo? And I'm like, holy crap, what did I do? So I just go back to the text history and checking all the photos, and I found that photo. I'm like, holy, like I was just like, my partner told me that like your face becomes like very serious and stressed. Are you okay? And I was like, yeah, I'm good, with very intense face and voice. If you can picture, that's exactly what I was making with my face. And my mom said like, I'm very shocked. I mean, it wasn't like, it didn't become argument or anything, because I just immediately apologized, because I understand that how getting tattoo means in Japan, and we're not typical traditional family, but still they like to follow social norms, and that's a lot of how Japanese society are made. Yes, so she wasn't happy about it, but I've done already, so there's nothing we could go back. But I was so scared, and like I felt quite apologetic for sure. Like, I'm sorry I didn't consult before doing this, but I really wanted it, and it's I was worried about like maybe she thinks that I got influenced by my partner, so like I make sure like, okay, my partner didn't do anything. I have decided before we've met, and blah blah blah. So yeah, now we've talked normally, but there's definitely some discussion going on with my dad and with my mom. My dad is pretty cool about it. My dad used to want a tattoo as well, so I wasn't worried about that part. But yeah, that was an incident. So looking back, when I was getting tattoo, I have decided to get tattoo. Yeah, I do remember I felt a certain way, like close to feeling a little bit guilty, and maybe this could be a part of the reason I love my tattoo so much, and I appreciate, or like I get excited about it so much. But at the same time, like I'm just realizing that I don't have to feel that way. This is my body. I am not dependent on my parents. Like why? Like what would be the significant reason that I should feel guilty about? And nobody, even like my partner, didn't say anything about it. Like, oh yeah, do it, like nothing wrong with it. But still there is some kind of guilty. I'm sure it's coming from myself. I myself thought that this is against Japanese norm, or the rules of where I grew up. And I kept thinking about those things, and I always love art. I love creating stuff. I love wearing something fun. But there is definitely some kind of tendency that I seek approval. I seek recognition that okay, I can do this, and especially like when I decide my fashion, what I wear. my priority doesn't necessarily go to what I like immediately. Instead, I do feel that I care how other people thinks. I don't know if it's necessarily sad or anything. I haven't decided like how I think about this particular point. Like it's particularly fashion. But I do hope eventually that I can choose, like I'm in a stage of trying to feel that I can do whatever I want to. But I hope that eventually I can be in a place that I will do whatever I want to do. Because I feel like I am a very creative person and I have great ideas and I am capable to make those ideas happen, but there is always hesitation coming from myself that how like me being concerned about how publicly how I will publicly be considered, how other people will think. That's essentially what makes me concerned about. And at some level, I do think it's a very important factor to obtain, because if you lose those sense of community, sense of following the rules, or sense of it's just my thoughts are very complicated, or like the tangled, so it's not straightforward. I cannot really divide each subject, but I do believe that thinking about public helps me to be sane. The more I talk about this, the less I'm confident about maybe this is helping me. Like this might not be helping me. Because just in that sense, then I'm not living for myself, and that's not fun. This is my life. Essentially I can do whatever I want to do. I think what I mixed right now in my mind is that okay, of course you cannot commit a crime. Even if you can do whatever you want, you can kill people, obviously. And I think that's where I'm saying that it helps me being sane. So in that sense, yes. But also at the same time, do you feel that way when do I want to kill other people? No. So as long as it's lawfully fine, it's not illegal, I should be able to do whatever I want to. But there's definitely hesitation when I pick my outfit. Of course I still maintain I look fashionable, not in the state, but when I go public, I try to be different, but there is more original myself that I want to wear something more extravagant, something more crazy in a public image coming from my idea. And I do feel that I what's the word for it? I don't express myself fully, and one by one I do definitely feel the longer I live in Canada, the more free I feel, or I can intentionally tell myself like what I'm thinking. Okay, so I had more longer process for me to speak up. I used to have it much longer, like when I get frustrated, when I have any complaints to make, before making those comments, I sit those ideas for like weeks or days and say it. But now I can be more authentic myself. I can be more honest about how I feel. I mean, I still do filter a lot, and I do believe that I need to balance like how much filter I should put on. At the same time, like fashion, what I wear doesn't, maybe publicly other people think like, oh, that he's crazy, but who cares, right? That's where I still struggle not to care. And I think getting tattoo was one of the big steps for me to feel, to make myself makes myself be able to come out from my shell, and this is one big statement for me. And I went through some under stress situation with my parents, but I'm so glad that I have this tattoo, and I do hope eventually I can express authentically and without being an asshole. And I do think when that happens, my shine will be much brighter, if that makes any sense. Anyway, thank you for watching, and see you soon. Bye now.